Right, lads, so today we're using that root rider strategy that you wanted me to use. Got a lot of comments saying about it last video, so I'm going to go over a replay first so I can explain how to do like the Royal Champ charge, and then I'm going to go into 2 more live attacks so you can see me attack live. So let's see. So basically what you want to do with the Royal Champ is just set up some easy pathing for your root riders. You don't want to go for anything too crazy because a lot of those times those areas of the base are baited, and then you end up getting obviously demolished. Your Royal Champ dies, you lose the Fox, and everything is just messed up. So Royal Champ is starting over by the Wizard Tower, and we're just going to go for these buildings right here to get some nice pathing for this for the root riders, which I'm going to send right through this Wizard Tower and Bomb Tower and path them all the way to this Poison Tower. But as this Royal Champ is going right now, we can see it's taking out these buildings nicely. I'm not going for anything too crazy. Like, I'm going to get this mortar, and I'm pretty sure I recall it right after. Yes, I do. Come on, yes, exactly. I do recall it. So we have our pathing set up. So I'm going to go right here by the Bomb Tower and the mortar, or the Wizard Tower with my root riders. So this is going to set the pathing up. Like, I didn't have to use the Ice Golem, but I have this giant arrow triggering the invisibility tower, which then I'm going to use an overgrowth on that invisibility tower to make sure it doesn't come back in time and bite me in the butt later. So I have my king on the outside with the Frosty, and I have the Ice Golem as well. So that's just going to help keeping our troops in the middle, not going to the outside. There's the overgrowth, like I said. There's the poison on the Ice Golems, which of course is going to happen. So now I have to deal with the Poison Tower. Everything's just going to be slow for a little bit, which is not surprising. A lot of people are using Ice Golems in clan castles right now because they're just super annoying to deal with. So we have our root riders pathing straight through these defenses. Everything is looking pretty good right now. King ability to go off earlier than I expected. I actually wanted my queen to stay on the outside, but she ended up going in, which, you know, isn't the end of the world. It's just can sometimes make things frustrating. But I did overgrowth that back end to avoid too much of the damage. So, I mean, I probably didn't have to. I probably could have left those Infernos there and got the Monolith, the Hooked Tower, and the Multi-Gear Tower, but that is completely fine. There's a lot of leeway on where you use your overgrowth spells, which is nice. It's always nice to be flexible with an attack. And that's why the strategy is actually so strong, because you can adapt to the situation depending on where things are going and how the attack is going. So I'm going to be using that freeze there and basically getting the Monolith down. At that point, it's basically game over. There's really nothing that can stop this strategy from 3-starring. It's a complete overkill. And yeah, exactly. This is a good way to start out the Legend Day. I don't need to show you guys the rest, and I'm just going to get into some Legends attacks. So let's get right into it. We have 2 attacks left. Let's see what kind of bases we get. Alright, here we go. So we have a Poison Tower base. Interesting, with a Hook Tower. And these bases can be a pain just because of the fact that the pathing is just odd sometimes. So what I want to do is just see if I can get to that single Inferno Tower. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I'm just going to go for this corner and get at least this multi-archer tower and this Expo. So let's see if we can do that. That should set up pretty solid pathing. If I have to overgrowth that core, I will. Okay, why am I not using an invisibility spell? So let's just make sure that's going the right way. Royal Champ is going to get that archer tower and then get the Expo. Use another invisibility spell. Keep that Expo underneath. I'm actually going to use a redirection invisibility over here to make sure the Royal Champ goes this way. 36, we'll get this right here. I'm going to hold my Earthquake spell because honestly I'm just not getting that much value with it. But I'm going to recall right now after this. That is solid. Probably should have just triggered the Poison Tower with her, but I didn't want to risk losing my Fox. So what I'm going to do here is use the 2 Ice Golems to trigger that Hook Tower. So bam, bam, bam. There we go. So now let's use the main push, the Root Riders right here, the Valks behind. We got the Hook, which is amazing. I always like to go for that early on. Loons, there we go. Healers, Troop Launcher, and now we go in for the kill. Use the Earthquake spell right here. Everything should be funneling, which is good. So everything's heading straight for the middle. Royal Champ is going now. Going to use an overgrowth right here, so that should force everything towards the Town Hall compartment, and that should not be an issue whatsoever getting that Town Hall. So we have the Town Hall going down now. Use the Warden ability just to keep everything alive. We have the Queen and the Giant on the outside, which is always amazing. Overgrowth next will probably be trying to figure out where to overgrowth next. Honestly, I don't even know. Maybe just over here to keep the pathing. Yeah, just keep everything going the same way. There's no reason not to overgrowth there. So let's just keep that going. Use these barbarians over here to help push things forward. And, I mean, it's a complete overkill. I didn't even have to use my poison spell. We literally have so much left. An entire army is still alive. This wall break I can use somewhere. I'll just use this baby dragon over here. But yeah, this strategy is absolutely ridiculous if done correctly. Obviously, everything went perfectly, exactly the way I planned in this attack, which is why I've had extremely good success with it. And I think just poison tower bases are just not that strong right now in the meta. Double rage are definitely the hardest to go against with this strategy because there's just so much damage to deal with, so you have to be more careful. But I'm swagging 3 spells. Yeah, very good attack. Let's get into one more attack and show the true power. Maybe get a double rage base if I'm lucky, but I'm sure when I do more strategies and attacks with this, we'll see. Okay, we did get a double rage. There we go. That's exactly what I wanted to get because now I can showcase how to do this. So this can be tough. These bases can be hard. We have the hook tower to deal with again in the middle. But I think my plan right now is I'm going to go for this this area right here. If I can get like these defenses out of the way, maybe like over here, potentially it could be a little challenging. We're going to try it. I'm going to try that and see where the Royal Champ goes. If I have to deflect with an invis, I will. Okay, so the World Champ is taking damage. Okay, don't like that at all. Go the other way, please. Thank you. Got a little scary. I knew that was kind of going to happen. That's fine. As long as my World Champ does not die, I want to make sure I get these buildings down. So I'm going to have to use more invis. This is fine. It's not exactly how I wanted it to happen, but I did get enough value. I think I did get enough value for this to actually work. So I'm not terribly disappointed with this. So we do have that hook tower to deal with. That minion prince could be frustrating. So let's use... I'm not going to use an ice golem there. So let's just send the main push in. There we go. There we go. There we go. The Valks, Apprentice Warden, the Warden, and the Troop Launcher. So we have all that down. So I'm going to use this giant arrow. Oh, there's a Troll Tesla. No wonder. And very interesting. So we have the ice golems over there. Okay, now we have the Root Rider. This thing. I need to use the hook. Get the hook overgrowth because it'll pick off the Root Riders one by one. It's actually frustrating. I want to get rid of that Minion Prince early on. Minion Prince can be actual pain to deal with. Oh, gotta get my Royal Champ in there too. So let's just use the Warden ability right now because we're gonna have to deal with some air bombs from balloons. Where the heck is my Troop Launcher? Dead already. Okay, that's actually fine. We do have this wall break. I'm gonna use that right here. I'm not gonna be using anything else. I'm gonna use my Royal Champ ability to keep it in the back. I do have nothing. Okay, so the Rage Tower is going off, which is fine. We have the King on the outside, which will help relieve some of the damage. Let's use this overgrowth in the back end right here, because I don't want to deal with any more damage from this. So we have these Barbarians as well to help clean up the back end. I want to save my King ability for the end, because things can get a little tricky here. I have my 3 spells left, which is going to be nice. I'm going to also save these Barbarians for the back end as well to release some damage off my troops. Use this Baby Dragon to help clean up already. We have the King. Where's my Queen? The Queen should get that Inferno down, which is nice. I have an invisibility for my Royal Champ, which I'm going to use to keep that alive if she gets low ever. Let's go right now with that. Good she didn't die. So we have the King ability for this back end, which is exactly like my plan. I always like to have that in case things go wrong. And there's a freeze. King ability, and that is going to do it for that base. That's how you do it. That's how you clean up these double Rage Tower bases. Like, things can still go wrong, and you can still recover from it. You just have to... This is a tough strategy. Not the easiest one to use, but very effective at the highest level in the game. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.